I have a dream, words that shook the world and continue to inspire generations. But who was the man behind the dream? Today, we dive deep into the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a man who became the face of justice, equality, and hope. Martin Luther King Jr. was not just a preacher or a speaker. He was the moral compass of a movement that sought to dismantle centuries of racial inequality in America. His voice gave courage to millions who were silenced by fear, segregation, and hate. King is important because he proved that one man's dream, when shared with the people, can change the course of history. Born on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia, Martin grew up in a world divided by racial segregation. His father was a Baptist minister and his mother a teacher. Together, they nurtured a strong foundation of faith and education. As a child, Martin faced racism early on when his white playmate, Pius, parents forbade them from playing together because of the color of his skin. These painful experiences planted the seeds of his lifelong fight for justice. Despite the barriers, Martin was a gifted student. He skipped 2 grades and entered Morehouse College at just 15 years old. Later, he earned a degree in sociology, attended Crozer Theological Seminary, and finally completed his PhD in systematic theology from Boston University. Education gave him not only knowledge, but also the conviction that love and justice could overcome hate and oppression. King began his career as a Baptist minister, but his pulpit soon expanded to the entire nation. His leadership in the Montgomery bus boycott of 1955, sparked by Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her seat, catapulted him into the national spotlight. This was the beginning of his role as a leader of the civil rights movement. But with leadership came struggles. King faced constant threats, jail time, and even violence. His home was bombed, and his family lived under constant danger. Yet he never abandoned his belief in nonviolent protest, inspired by Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy. Despite the obstacles, King's achievements changed the landscape of America forever. He founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conference (SCLC) to coordinate civil rights efforts. He led countless marches, including the famous March on Washington in 1963, where he delivered the legendary "I Have a Dream" speech. His relentless activism contributed to the passing of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, landmark laws that struck down segregation and ensured voting rights for African Americans. In recognition of his work, Martin Luther King Jr. received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964, becoming the youngest recipient at that time. His dream of a just and equal America became a beacon of hope, not just for African Americans, but for oppressed people all around the world. Like every great leader, King was not without controversy. He faced criticism from those who believed he was moving too fast, and from others who believed he wasn't radical enough. The FBI under J. Edgar Hoover tried to discredit him, spying on him and spreading rumors to weaken his influence. His opposition to the Vietnam War also drew backlash, even from political allies who feared he was stretching his activism beyond civil rights. Yet through it all, King remained true to his principles of peace and justice. On April 4, 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. His life was tragically cut short, but his message lives on. What can we learn from him? That courage is not the absence of fear, but the determination to act despite it. That love and non-violence are more powerful than hate and oppression. That one voice, guided by truth, can awaken the conscience of a nation. Martin Luther King Jr. taught us to dream, not just for ourselves, but for humanity, and it is our responsibility to keep that dream alive. This was the story of Martin Luther King Jr., the dreamer, the fighter, the peacemaker. His life may have ended, but his dream will never die.